Hey, hey, hey. Let me put in my mic so you guys can hear me better. If I can unhook it from my tripod. Let's see. Ooh. Got it. Welcome to Money Monday. I hope you all are having a fantastic Monday on this, 10th of July. So we're going to get started. It's 8:58. Let's give people an opportunity to hop on. Tonight we're going to be talking about restarting your student loan payments. Dun, dun, dun. Oh, it's coming. We had long enough and it's time to pay the piper. So we'll be talking about that, what that looks like, how to ease back into that. Luckily we still have some time. So I want us to start prepping now. So that's what we will be covering tonight. And let me see, who do I have on here? I can't see. So if you're here, just say hello so I can make sure I say hello back. And thank you for joining. We have about a minute left to go until 9 o'clock. So we'll give people an opportunity to come on. If you know anybody that has student loans, or maybe you have a recent grad, go ahead and invite them to this call. Hey, Pat, welcome to Money Monday. And we'll be talking about student loans. They're coming back for us like the Walking Dead. They're funny and they want it now. So let's talk about it tonight so that we can get off to a good start. Okay, it's 9 o'clock. We'll wait till 9:01 and then we'll hop right in. And as always, people can join as they want to, as they need to, so on and so forth. So let me just make sure I got all my ducks in a row. I think I do. Of course, I have my notes. I ran out of paper. You guys got me to the very last page of my notebook, which is a blessing. So I'll be getting another one. Hey, Candy, welcome to Money Monday. Hey, Nubia, welcome to Money Monday. Okay, let's go ahead and get started because I'm super excited. These student loans not gonna worry me. Okay, they're starting back. We're going to talk about your plan if you have student loans, what that looks like. I'm going to give you a bunch of tools, a bunch of options, so that we can go forward confidently, right? Okay, so as you all know, a couple weeks ago, the Supreme Court ruled against Biden's plan to give all student loan borrowers $20,000. When you really think about it, they gave us more than that because they canceled the loans back in March, canceled repayment back in March 2020. So we haven't paid on student loans or accrued interest in 3 years. So that's kind of a win-win, if you can say that, hoo-ha, whatever. So it's time to start. Interest starts back on September 1st, and then payments will restart in October. So we have about 3 months to get ready, and we can do that, right? As long as we have our plan. So let's talk about some things that we can do. The first thing that you want to do with these payments restarting is you want to reconnect with your student loan servicer. So a lot of servicers went out of business or they stopped servicing student loans. One of the biggest servicers was FedLoan, who was operated by the federal government. They got out of the business. So they redistributed those loans to some of the state servicers. I know some of my student loans went back to Mohila, which is based out of Missouri. So the first thing that you really want to do is reconnect with your student loan servicer, and you can do that via studentaid.gov. The reason why you want to do that is because you want to know all the questions, all the W's, right? The who, what, when, why, where. You want to know who you're going to have to start repaying when October comes. You're going to want to know your new balance. You're going to want to know your interest. You're going to want to know your payments. You want to give them your new contact information. So if you started a new job, you want to give them that. If you moved, you want to give them your new address. If you changed your email, so on and so forth, so that if they have pertinent information that they want to share with you, they have the correct contact. Okay. So the first step in this process is going to be finding out who now owns your loans and who you will be paying your money to every single month. And once again, you can do that via studentaid.gov. The second thing that you want to do is know the payment plans, right? The payment plans and the dates that you're going to have to pay and all of that. And when you're talking about payment plans, there are so many different payment plans that you can be on. So you can be on a standard plan where you're making your payments. We have income-based repayments where your payment total that you pay each month is based on your income, on your discretionary income. We have income contingent repayment, which is based on if your income changes. We have pay as you earn, which is the more you earn, the more you pay, and then a revised pay as you earn. There are a plethora of repayment plans that you can look into. Definitely tap into those repayment plans. Maybe if you lost a job or you're still recovering from the pandemic financially, and you just, you don't want to pay $1,000 every month. See what your options are. You definitely can check into these plans and possibly pay a lower amount each month. Okay. All right. The third thing that you can do is, I said student loan forgiveness or not. So we know that Biden was trying to give everybody $20,000, right? But just because that didn't pass through the Supreme Court does not mean that student loan forgiveness is not still available, okay? So there are different circumstances where you may be able to still get your student loans forgiven. We have the public service loan forgiveness. If you work in public service, if you're a teacher, they have loan forgiveness options for you. A borrower defense to repayment. So let's say you went to a school and you have not been able to get a job. Maybe you got something in, I don't know, some random degree, and you haven't been able to really earn the amount of money that you thought you would. That's probably an option. If your school closed, if you went to like an ITT Tech or one of those schools that had all the commercials in the early 2000s, and that school is now defunct, you may be able to get your loans forgiven. And there are so many more options available for student loan forgiveness. So just because you didn't get the $20,000 doesn't mean that you may not qualify for loan forgiveness. They even have loan forgiveness if you have a disability. So if you have a disability and you're, 100% on disability, you may be able to get your loans forgiven. So definitely check into student loan forgiveness and what your options are. Okay. Because you never know. You never know until you try. The worst thing they can say is no. The fourth step that you want to hit is to start planning now. This is not the time to just say, oh, I'll do it next week. Oh, I'll do it next month. Oh, I'll start in September. Start planning now. Start looking at your budget. Start analyzing your finances. Start figuring out, how much money you got coming in, going out, all that good stuff, so that when October comes, you're not hit with a gut punch and you're not struggling to kind of figure out what you're going to do and what your plan is, what your next step is. It's very easy to plan for this now. We have 3 months. That's a long time to figure out what your plan is going to be. So start planning now. Okay. Number 5 is use your tools. So the Department of Education has a loan simulator. If you kind of know the ballpark of how much you owe, let's say you owe $50,000, $60,000, $70,000, however much, you can go to the Department of Education loan simulator and put in that information, put in some more details, and it'll tell you around how much your payment will be. That's very instrumental if you're just starting this process. Maybe you don't know who your servicer is. Maybe you have multiple loans, all of that. Figure it out. Use the loan simulator. The next tool is the Fresh Start program. So when the pandemic hit in March 2020, there were approximately 8 million Americans who were defaulted on their student loans. And so what they said was, hey, this is a problem. This is an issue. Let's come up with a solution. They created this Fresh Start program. And it gets you out of default. So if you've defaulted on your student loans, if it's been 5 years, 3 years, 10 years, however long, it helps you get out of default. Now, why is that important? That's important because once you're out of default, then you can start looking into that loan forgiveness, right? Once you're out of default, you're going to stop those collections. So if you have a collection on your credit report, you have a garnishment, it's going to stop that. It's going to restore your ability to rehabilitate your loans. So rehabilitating your loans is a special circumstance. They only allow you to do it once, but if you're in default, they don't let you do it. So if you are in default and you need a fresh start, this allows you to do that. And then most importantly is it's going to start reporting accurately on your credit report. So this is instrumental if you want to go back to school, maybe you want to finish your degree or get another degree, you're going to be eligible for additional student aid. And it's also going to help you if you're trying to buy a house, right? Or if you have just different things that you're trying to do where it's impacting you being in default status. Getting out of default is going to help you move forward. So definitely look into that Fresh Start program, because that can be a very good tool and a very big blessing for you if that's your situation. Okay, studentaid.gov, goldmine. It has so many options. That's where the loan simulator is located. They have a loan repayment strategy analysis that'll help you determine what is your best loan repayment strategy out of the ones I mentioned earlier. They have an option if you're struggling to pay your student loans. What can you do, right? They list it for you on the website. So why stress about it when you could just go to studentaid.gov and figure it out? They have the consolidation option. If you're looking to consolidate your loans, maybe you had 10, 15 different loans you took out during your educational journey. That's going to help you consolidate and get one monthly payment. So you're not paying 200, 300, whatever, here, there, everywhere. And then they also have deferment and forbearance options. So you still have options, even though loans are starting back. If you haven't regained your footing and you just need more time, definitely look into those deferment and forbearance options. They are still there. They're still available. And that's a tool that you absolutely positively can use. Okay. Number 6, we rocking and rolling tonight. I put this here because, and I'll tell you what it is in a second. I feel like we make things harder than they are, right? We bury our head in the sand, and it just, we make situations worse. So this tip is to take action. Okay. Don't be a sitting duck. Don't bury your head in the sand. Figure it out. Come up with your game plan. What are you going to do in the next few months when they hit us with these repayments? I have student loans as well. And then 7, my most thought out tip, my top tip, my number 1 tip is to watch out for these scammers. We know anytime something happens, anytime there's something big in the news, anytime something is getting a lot of traction, the scammers come out of the woodwork. I don't know where they come from. It's like you put water on them and they multiply and they turn evil. Watch out for scammers. If it's too good to be true, it probably is. And make sure that you don't get scammed out of your money or get your identity stolen trying to take a shortcut. That's it. 7 tips in 10 minutes. That's what I have. Repayments are starting. I'm sad as well. Hopefully you can use these tips to at least lessen the blow of this repayment. It's terrible, I know. But if you have a plan, you can execute that plan and it'll be much simpler. Thank you all for joining. Yes, Pat says she has several emails from scammers. They will try to get you, especially via email. I don't know where they come from, but definitely watch out for them. If you have anybody that you know has student loans, make sure you share this video. Easy watch, quick watch. There's a lot of nuggets in here that they definitely will benefit from. I love you guys. Have a great week. I will see you next Monday. Bye-bye.